Well, some sights there that might make you enjoy winter and others that might remind you of why you might hate winter, right?
Yeah, it's March. I know some of us probably a little sick of seeing all the snow.
Yeah, there's some strong dislikes at the very least with some of the blizzards the blizzard reports that we had come in this past week. Yeah. All right, let's take you first here through the weekend as we gear up for what is the last of some of the snow showers moving out of the northeast. There's still a little bit more to come with the little hint of blue across Minnesota, Wisconsin, upper Michigan that'll head into the northeast tomorrow.
Yeah, the good news throughout the morning, we've had some snow squall warnings, none active at the moment. To the south, we're looking at a severe weather threat today.
New storm system here on the board. This one has already sliced its way across the southwest, and as it pushes out of New Mexico into the plains, it's bringing some of those showers, thunderstorms. This is going to move across the southern U.S., and while it does so, provide plenty more rain to come. AccuWeather weekend, another weekend in March now that we're jumping through, and as we move through this weekend, we do have a lot to prepare for. Some of us are getting prepared for warmth and a little bit of a spring fever feel. Others might be prepared for some stormy weather, but what I will say is you got to be prepared for that clock change in many locations, not everywhere, right? Taking a look at what we have, of course, we are spring forwarding tomorrow, so that does occur here as we head through Sunday, March 9th. That means if you've got your alarm set for some reason between 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. like myself, that hour does not exist. So you're going to have to make sure you set it to the right hour accordingly there, whether it's the 1 o'clock hour or venturing back into the 3 o'clock hour. Across the nation, though, right now, we've got weather that does exist on the board. Cool winds coming in with some snow showers here across the northeast and a little bit of moisture there upsloping towards the Allegheny front, and that does mean some rainfall and snow in the highest elevations there of West Virginia. As we work our way through the south, this is a whole new storm system. The core of it is actually over New Mexico, kind of almost into Arizona. As this slides east, it's brought snow to places like Flagstaff, very welcome there, but it's also bringing some of those thunderstorms ahead of it, which could be strong to severe. We're going to be watching out for the threat for severe rain for the south this time of year, but not overly cold. However, comes with some thunder and lightning. You can see on the radar scan here, we have had those storms kind of trickle through the Dallas-Fort Worth metro area and off towards the west, towards Sweetwater, Abilene, some of these locations. You're hearing those rumbles of thunder lifting its way towards Wichita Falls. Part of the storm system that's really centered back over New Mexico. The first weekend in March, and you know what that means. Yeah, it's almost time to set our clocks 1 hour ahead, and we spoke with the experts on how you can help adjust your kids. Of course, as we move through the weekend, there will be a lot of changes out there. One of them has been the snow in places like Flagstaff. We're starting to see that moisture move out as we head through your Saturday, but still kind of a cool air mass hanging around. By the way, Flagstaff almost doubling the amount of snow they've seen this season, which is a very welcome thing since they've had minimal amount of snow there. Take a look at the day. You can see Albuquerque, the return to places like Seattle as we close out the weekend. But there's a lot more to come heading into Monday and Tuesday. Monday night into Tuesday is when we're tracking the next low pressure system moving mostly just into Southern California and parts of Southern Nevada as well as Arizona. So we'll see some more snow around the Flagstaff region. It's some welcomed moisture here as we do need a bit more for the wet season. However, this is not the end of things. There's going to be a whole nother storm system diving in. So if you take a look, here comes that one coming into the west. The next one here starts to push in as we go into Wednesday and Thursday. So it'll make a difference for the midweek. And that one does have a lot of wet weather with it. Also a very cool air mass, which means more chances of snow. Let's cover a little bit more of the north central U.S. because their story is one that is warming. Your Saturday compared to historical average, almost everyone above historical average here. You can see Chicago 48 degrees puts us about 5 degrees above historical average. And of course, as we move through time, your Sunday, we've got still plenty of dry, mild weather out there for us. A little bit breezy and not much in the way of precipitation. So showers, snow showers, not on the board here as we keep things quiet, dry, and a little bit brighter. So where our gradual warming trend is going to continue as we head through time, just know that those numbers will continue to go up as we go through Sunday and beyond. Taking a look at things here as we move into Monday afternoon, there is that mild air flow coming in 60s and 70s on the board. That's why those numbers, again, will be above historical average with that low pressure system bringing the warm winds, and a downsloping air coming in out of the Rockies, too, will also help to punch those numbers into Kansas through the 80s, again 70s across the Dakotas, and we still have more warmth that's going to expand throughout the week. It does mean that there will be some records challenged here across the north central tier of the nation, so you have to be ready for that warm up. Well, still to come, we will be covering some
Well, severe weather could bring a power outage threat, and that could put the food in your kitchen at risk. The AccuWeather. Well, we are not expecting power outages in the north central region of the country this weekend. Good news for all of you there. We have seen some snow moving through northern Minnesota and into Wisconsin so far this morning. As we take a look at your overall snapshot for today, we will continue to see some of that snow really in just the most northern portions of Wisconsin and into the upper peninsula of Michigan as well. But overall, the rest of us, we don't have any shading on the map. That is a good sign. It means kind of calm, quiet weather. We have some breezy conditions, but milder air moving in come tomorrow. So overall, a pretty nice. While some of us are still dealing with the cooler air this weekend, let's take a look at what to expect for next week, because number one in our 3 things to know, probably good news for a lot of us, we're going to see a dramatic warm up from the plains to the northeast and the southeast as well. We do have a fire threat that moves in late week for New Mexico and into the plains, and then we are still watching another storm, another situation where we have snow and thunderstorms. This is towards the end of the week as well. Well, the western region of the country, really the whole west, is getting a break from the stormy pattern this weekend, but it ramps back up come next week. So here's the first storm that we're watching Tuesday into Tuesday night. This is not a major storm, but we are going to see beneficial rainfall coming in, especially to Southern California on the coast here. Might be kind of hard to see the darker green along the coast and then lighter green a little bit further inland here. That's showers versus rain. We need the rain in places like San Diego, where it has been so dry so far this wet season, when we should be getting the rainfall. But here's the storm that we're really paying attention to. This comes in just after the first one, so late Tuesday night, lasting through Thursday, a couple days here with a lot of rainfall for really the entire coast here, stretching all the way from Seattle down to San Diego. So once again, we need the rainfall. This is good for Southern California. We are watching for flooding risks with this storm, though, so something to keep in mind, especially those burn scar areas into Los Angeles, especially fresh burn scars. It's something we'll be watching for flooding, landslides, things like that. But we have snow with this system too, so let's break it down kind of piece by piece here. Here's what to expect with the rainfall. Most of us getting 1 to 2 inches of rain. Some of us into the higher elevations, really. That's where we see 2 to 4 inches of rainfall. And coming down very quickly, that's where we get concerned about that flash flooding potential. Here's the snow. We need to build up the snowpack still. Some areas haven't gotten as much snow as we maybe would like to see at this point in the year, but we are going to see heavy snow coming down to about 5,000 feet, 2 to 4 feet of snow total above 5,000 feet. So definitely getting into some of the passes could create some dangerous travel conditions. Look out for road closures, but again, we need to build up that snowpack, so there's good and bad to the storm. If you are in a vehicle, do not park under a highway overpass. It's one of the worst places you can be because it kind of acts as a wind tunnel and wind speeds increase. Now, if you're inside, you don't want to be in a manufactured home or a large open room like a gymnasium. Instead, it's best to get into a above or below ground tornado storm shelter or the basement of a house. If there isn't a basement, an interior room with no windows or doors is the best option.